Yes, do quarter life crisis or not do quarter life crisis? That seems to be the question. Hello and welcome back to my channel, or hi if you're new. My name is Emma, complete grad, about to be film grad, and as of today, 25-year-old. Every year I do a birthday video and I haven't done a Q&A in a while, so I figured 2 for 2. I'm not entirely sure if I have any actual birthday musings to share with you. I have watched a lot of my friends have quarter life crises this past year. It's been like dominoes. It's been quite funny because some of my friends have like birthdays all at the same time. So it's one person goes and then everyone else gets set off and just there have been tears. My therapist says I'm handling this really well. Who knows, maybe today I'm actually having an enormous meltdown, but you know, take it as it comes. It's just, there's nothing we can do about it. And God forbid we all start turning 30 if this is the meltdowns my friends are having now. Let's get into some questions. I feel like I haven't just spoken to you guys in like a forever. Let's start with some random ones. Are you still running? Not right now. Because it's been cold and wet and rainy and every excuse under the sun, I haven't been running very much recently. Mind you, I am signed up for a half marathon in September, so I don't know how I'm planning on doing all that if I haven't been running recently. But no, I've been really so into Pilates. I fucking love Pilates. So I've been doing so much of that and actually going to the gym. Lifting weights. But no, I haven't been running, but it's also this kind of thing where I need so many different kinds of like exercise and stuff to like find it entertaining that I sort of just, I'm obsessed with something for a bit, it tails off, and then I pick up something else and I'm obsessed with that, and it's, I like rotate for like different kind, like for like 7 different kinds of sports that I quite enjoy. Running is currently out at the moment. Pilates is in. As long as something is keeping you active, it doesn't fucking matter. But yeah, I am signed up for a half marathon, so wish me luck. Ooh, tips on learning French. Don't. Ooh, favourite classic. But it can't be Roxana or Orlando. I may have just today finished writing my an updated favourite book video. You're welcome. My lips are sealed until that video, so you know, not to be a tease. Good question though. Good question. Good try and good question. Ooh, erotica recommendations. First of all, is there actually a difference between erotica and smut, or are they just synonyms? Because like literature can still be pornographic, so I have questions on this. I'm currently have read a bit of Angeline. Her erotica is really good, especially because I kind of realised that like most of the smut or like erotica I've read pre-19th century is all written by men. Like I clocked that at one point. I was like, oh. It's one of those things that like you don't notice until you notice. I mean, like how did I not notice that? Like, it's so glaringly obvious, and then you're like, oh, what? Angeline, really recommend her stuff. Like, it's really fucking good. It's really fucking good. But I mean, in terms of smut, what Sarah D. Maas is, a Court of Thorns and Roses up there. It's really quite like that. But also, you know, fan fiction. There's many a good smutty fanfic. So, just saying. Speaking of, excellent question. Cassie, you know Asriel? Asriel? I'm a hardcore fucking Cass fangirl, because let me explain this to you. Cass is just a fucking himbo, okay? He's just a himbo. He has muscles, he is kind, there's not all that much going on behind the eyes. Pure golden retriever, himbo energy. He just has muscles and quite the wingspan. He's just pretty, isn't he? Like, that's just it, so I don't know. I think I've gone through like a dark, moody, broody boy phase, but I'm like, no, get you a himbo who just. Oh, here's a good one. How did you cure your acne? I haven't. I really haven't. Like, this is not a cured face. More than anything that I've made peace with it a lot. Like, my face will always have texture. There will always be at least 1 or 2 spots on my face there's nothing I can do about. So really, more than anything, I've made peace with that, and also that you're always gonna have texture, you're always gonna have pigmentation. Like, you're not going to look like a fucking Barbie doll. Like, that's just not what skin looks like. My skin has got better. I don't know if you guys remember when it was really I have a birthday video from turning 23 2 years ago, yeah. All of that was, yeah, it was bad. It really sucked as well. One of the main things that I actually clocked was that when I was at home, it was worse. Realising my skin always got better over the summer, and then why did it get worse over winter? Winter with the like harsh changes, central heating, or my parents' fire at home. That dries your skin out, which is I think what was happening to my skin. Getting dried out because of these like environments. And then my skin was trying to compensate by making more oil, and then that was getting stuck on my face, and that was causing most of my acne. So what I did was start hydrating more. Love CeraVe hyaluronic acid, just dousing myself in that. The thing is though, right, we have to sunspot my face. This acne, and this acne is all caused by different things. It's all caused by different things. It's incredible. It's so fucking infuriating. Like, it has been a god awful learning curve. This bit over here, I can sort this out with niacinamide. It loves it. All of this, all of my cheeks, hyaluronic acid, sorted. This, it's hormonal acne. There is literally nothing I can do about it. Nothing. And that's fine. I've made my peace with it. It's more now understanding that if I keep this bit hydrated, it doesn't like go up my face. That's where we're at with that. Made our peace. My skin is not perfect. It will never be. Been a nightmare and a journey. Figuring out, trial and error, giving up. It's so rough. Doing alright now. It may also just be time and my age. Like, I did go to a dermatologist and I did get like prescription stuff, and it was just, I even got put on, was it Roaccutane? Yeah, but it was just not for me. Honestly, hydrate, get a good foundation, and take off your makeup. That's all you need to know. What advice would you give to a Latina moving to London for uni? You are going to hate the food. I'm gonna tell you this for free. The food here sucks. It fucking sucks. And I did not really understand this until I had more Chinese and like Indian friends, because all they did when they got to London was bitch about the food, and I was like, the food's fine. And then they took me to like restaurants they thought were really good, and I was like, oh man, yeah, the food in general in London sucks. Like, this is excellent. So yeah, the food here sucks. Prepare yourself for that. If you cook and there are like spices or whatever that you don't think you'll be able to find here, take them with you. Like, bring yourself snacks. That's all I can. Bring yourself good snacks and good food, because yeah, you're gonna be stranded and screwed once you're here. If you can't already cook, learn to. This is your warning. The food sucks. And this is where the food's best in the country. So you can imagine what English cuisine like is. English cuisine in general, food sucks. Ooh, would you ever live abroad? I mean, I'm Belgian technically. Is this not me living abroad? I don't know. I have a lot of friends who, especially at the moment, are like wanting to do a year abroad somewhere with work or something. I am a massive homebody. I am such a homebody. Don't get me wrong, I love travel, I really do. But it's this kind of thing where I guess I've assumed with what I do, I will travel. And I will probably be in places for like a little while, like more than just as a tourist. I haven't got the big like desire to live abroad, because industry-wise it's tricky, unless I move to America, which I don't really want to move to LA. Loads of my tutors will say like, yeah, I've done LA, come back after you do it, because it's just unsustainable, it's awful. Okay. And most people I know in film who are like further along in their careers, like they've all travelled all over the place. Like, it's part of the fun. Like, don't get me wrong, you will end up in some like weird and very unglamorous places in like, I don't know, Luton, but like that's the thing with film and TV, you end up going to scenic places. We live and die for the aesthetic. No, I don't really have any intentions to live abroad, and not now. I mean, I think a relationship would probably change that depending, but I'm a homebody and I'm gonna travel with work, and I already have done. So we had another travel question actually. Where do you want to travel to? One of the places I really do quite want to go is just like way out east. Like, I want to go out to Japan. I want to see different parts of China, because London Film School has been so international, and I have so many Chinese friends and like Asian friends, but like that part of the world used to feel so far away, and now it's just like, it's where my friends live. The world has shrunk in that kind of sense, which is really nice, and there's so much out there. But yeah, I want to go explore. Okay, ignore the lighting change. Next question. What made you want to be a director? Or go to be a director? It's like the only thing I've ever actually been good at. Genuinely, filmmaking, anything like that, like it's the only thing I've ever been good at. Like I've been making YouTube videos for 10 years. 10 years. I've made like 500 videos. I've always done it. Like I've always made stories and I've always told stories, and everything I ever wrote was always a lot of dialogue and a lot of like action and description, and in the end it just sort of, they're just, if you look at them, they're basically film scripts. I've always liked cameras. I bought a bunch of 35mm stuff. Today for my birthday, for myself, I was treating myself. I'm so excited about it actually. I have a lot of interests and they're often quite varied. And I think for me, film is like that, like melting pot of all of those things that I like. My love of photography together with costume, art, story, character, all of it. And then the practical side of filmmaking too is like it all draws together everything that I love, and it's part of what makes film so difficult. And film is a very difficult, complicated thing to do because there's just so many elements and so many places you can get it so right and so many places you can get it so wrong. Honestly, then being the one to like have the idea, see the idea through, bring and shape something, because that's what you're doing when you're directing. You're really shaping every like element of it. You know, you're giving people briefs for how you would like something, and then they will give you hopefully better ideas back, and it's like really fun like ping-ponging of like collaboration. It's just so, it's just so, I just love it. At this point, like I've also seen a lot of bad directors, so sometimes you watch them and you're like, I don't know, it's just the only thing I've really ever properly cared about being good at. I've never stopped loving it, and it's just a lot of fun and I'm decent at it, so I just love it. And why? Because I would say because I want to, but really because there was nothing else. There's never really been anything else ever. I think 10-year-old me made that decision for me, to be totally honest. We're having lighting issues because the sun has set almost. She has an entire degree in filmmaking, still films at sunset. I may as well toss my degree out the window. That's nice. Ooh, this question, I read it earlier and I was like, planning any new tattoos? Yes. This literally prompted me to be like, I need to email my tattoo artist again because I am jonesing for another fucking tattoo. Oh my god, I have so many that I want. If you didn't know, I currently have 3. I'll show you. That's number 1. Where the fuck is it? That's number 2. And see, anyone else lose their tattoos because I pretty much only see them in the mirror, so I lose which side they're on. And that's the other one. Ooh, what a saucy. So the last time somebody saw that in person, they freaked out because they thought it was blood. I was like, no, it's a tattoo, relax. It's fine. Because yeah, all of mine are red, and they're all gonna stay red. I just think it ages better, colour shifts better, and also I just think black is gonna be too harsh for me personally. So all of mine are red. I'm happy with it, but I think not that many. I don't think not every artist is necessarily good at red. There are a lot of people who are doing like pretty much just red stuff at the moment. I really like my artist, but the problem is I want a lot of like, there's quite a lot of text about I want written, and she's like, I'm dyslexic, I'm terrified to do it. I'm like, hey, but I'm dyslexic too. If you spell it wrong, I'm not gonna notice. Most of mine, the next ones I want are kind of just small. People ask me before like, why don't you have any books tattooed on you? But like, why would I tattoo like a book on me? It's the stuff in said books that have like, you know, blown my mind, and I keep having to talk myself out of getting a Samuel Beckett tattoo, but it's just like a shitty drawing of Samuel Beckett but stood in a bucket because it would be Samuel Bucket. I laugh about it every time I think about it, and it's a dangerous game because eventually I'll be like, fuck it, fine. Stylistically, I'm really not into fine line tattoos whatsoever, really not my style. For me, it's just like an almost overly feminine kind of stuff, and like that's just not who I am as a person. Yes, there's flowers, they're very basic tattoos, I know, whatever. But like, they're just a bit more like, I don't know, bolder. They're not necessarily delicate. They're still feminine, but they're not delicate, and I quite like that because I think that's very much me. Like, yes, feminine, sure, but sure as hell not delicate. But to answer your question, yes. I'm not gonna say what, where, or why, because if my parents watch this video, I'll get a bollocking because they get horrified every time I get a new one. But it's so much fun. I haven't had one in every year. I'm literally, I just need. I know exactly what my next one is, mind you. I know exactly what it is. I want my next like 3, 4, like I know, but I just don't have the time and I don't have the money. So like, fuck. Ooh, we have like an OG question. This is quite sweet actually. How come your parents decided for me to go to boarding school? Was the adjustment easy for you? For those of you who don't know, a lot of my subscribers at one point came from like some boarding school videos I'd done quite a while back. That is just kind of mad for me. Whenever I've been back, I was back, they do like a big school day and I was back over last summer and ran into some subscribers, which is really funny because there's very little living memory of me in that school anymore besides my older teachers. So it's very funny to like have met some like, they're literally like 16, 17 and have watched my videos when I was here at the school. You would have been like 8 years old. Like that's mad. So have a look at my boarding school videos if you want to see me as a teeny wee little 16-year-old. The decision was like, I don't know, it wasn't, the main thing to know is I was miserable. And I truly do mean miserable at the school I went to before. So I started boarding for like 6th form when I was 16. So 16, 17, 18. The school I was at before, I was well and truly miserable. I didn't like it. It wasn't a very good school. I didn't really like the people. I was bored. I was also bullied. Fun. And we had friends who had sent their kids to the boarding school that I went to. I mean, I used to never say what it was called because my little brother was there at the time, but I went to Charterhouse, so if you want to go stalk that, be my guest. Yeah, I was there this summer and just had some 35mm photos developed, so I took some. I'm so pleased with the photos. It is such a beautiful building. I had such a good time there, like in terms of adjusting. One of the easiest things I've had to do. Like I was just so at home there, so much and so fast, and like I have a boarding school film that I want to write because I enjoyed it so much. I think not everybody does. If you don't choose to go, it's for a lot of people it's exile. So it's all exile or it's like the best thing you get to do. I don't know, it was something that I really wanted and it was something my parents were in a position to give me and also really wanted for me. And then I enjoyed it so much that my little brother went after. That's funny, that's like an OG question I used to get and then now you're asking me about books. But yeah, boarding was great. I had such a good fucking time. How do you manage to be so authentically you in everything you do? It's cool. Dear children, for those of you who do not know me in real life, how could you know if I'm being authentic or not? This could all be a facade, for all you know. I could be a massive bitch. I mean, I ask my friends, like, am I the same in, you know, in person as I am in my videos? And people say, like, yeah, but, you know, I'm a bit more muted. You know, you don't get, you guys don't get the goss until it's, like, cold and dead. But I try not to be too different. I also don't understand people who do that. It's like, you're putting on a character or a persona and I just don't, it just requires a lot of effort and energy, especially because, you know, I've been doing this for 10 years. To put on that kind of persona for so long is just like, I do think sometimes I do speak slower in my videos and I do enunciate more in my videos. So some people say, like, oh, you're a bit posher. I'm like, well, it's, first of all, it depends if I had to drink or not. Second of all, it is because I've had so many comments from you lot being like, she talks too fast. For God's sake, come on. Also the thing is, like in person, of course, I can be very, sometimes I am aware I can be cold and I can be very sharp. So I've had it in the past where people who I don't know very well, who I don't necessarily get on with, will then give me shit, being like, you're so different. That was as a teenager, I don't get that anymore. Authentic is very subjective, and I guess I would have to ask more what you mean by that specifically. But for me, like, I'm not putting on a persona. Can you imagine the amount of effort involved? And I was like, I vlog. Imagine if I had a persona and then was filming something where I was talking to my mum, but having to be in character. That's just strange and bizarre. And also, like, why would you, unless it's deliberately a character like Miranda sings or something, like, why would you? Why? Also, the thing is, you know, I'm not a performing monkey. So, but yes, how do I? If you aspire to be as authentic as I am, just be yourself. Like, honestly. Those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. Commit that to memory. That's all you need to know. Okay, I'm trying to avoid these questions, but the next, basically the remaining questions are all along the lines of like, how is my love life doing? How is my grad film doing? And what are my plans for after I graduate? Like what's the post-grad plan? Like, these are the only questions remaining. I'm trying to avoid them and there was nothing I can do anymore. Okay, fine. You wanna know, you wanna fucking know, fine. I don't know. How's everything in the realm of love and relationships going? Are you dating anyone? Such how do you look at relationships right now? That is quite an interesting one actually. My phone is here. Yeah, there are a couple more like dating questions. I mean, so far this year I've made much more of an effort than I did last year. Last year my problem was that like I was so busy. I can't ever exaggerate this. I had no time to date. It was an absolute mare, honestly, because I wasn't in London like long enough to like message someone and then like actually go on dates, let alone multiple dates. And also then I was away so much, or I had to like buckle down on work. So like dating last year was just not possible. And also just the energy that involved in like talking to someone, having a talking phase, like all of my energy was going on to these films that I had none left to just keep up a fucking conversation with somebody that you don't really know. So yeah, that was out the fucking window. So I'm very smug that this year so far I've gone on, it's only April, I've gone on more first dates this year so far than I did all of last year, which is, goes to show how abysmal last year was dating wise for me. But yes, let's just say that a concerted renewal of energy and effort is being made at the moment. You know, in and amongst the classic perils of, you know, getting the ick when exes coming in and out. It's just, don't hang out with your exes. Just don't do it. Don't go for dinner and get drunk on a bottle of wine each. Don't do that. Don't do that if you're planning, don't do that unless you're planning on sobbing in the cab all the way home. Just don't. Just for God's sake, don't be friends with your exes. I mean, so to the ex who recently admitted to still watching my videos and stalking me on social media, I really have one thing and one thing only to say. I love answering this question as well. I've had like a week's worth of just like relationship mess. I'm just like, I don't know, and I hate this, and I hate dating, and I don't want to do this anymore. I just want to marry a rich man and never work a day in my life. I do that for about 2 weeks and then get bored. So I switched my Hinge back to women because I can't do that at the moment. So ladies, if you think you've found someone catfishing as me on Hinge, it's not, it's just me. Please don't report my profile. Not that that's ever happened, but you know, it was always the first time. Don't go for dinner with your exes. Don't do it. So am I single? Yes. Am I available? Fuck no. Get the fuck away from me with any relationship. No. Fuck no. Me and my commitment issues can be over there with a bottle of rum. Thank you very much. Oh, but this actually had a follow-up, like how do you look at relationships right now? Interestingly enough, like when I'm dating men, most of what I'm looking for is I always thought like, oh, you know, I'm looking for a husband, looking for a baby daddy. No. The main thing I'm looking for if I'm dating men at the moment, basically, is not to be their mother. Like, because I am looking for like a long-term potential, should we say. So the idea of like going to a guy's flat and it's just, if there's anything that hints at the fact that you in a relationship with them would basically end up being their mother, I just, no. I'm not even, it's not even like, would make a good husband, would make a good father. I just don't want to be your mother. It's like relationship poison, like I'm not doing it. I'm not picking up your fucking socks, like, no. Like, unless you're picking up mine and we've negotiated on like chores and whatever, because otherwise, fuck no. I don't want to be your fucking mother. Thank you very much. And honestly, somebody who would support me in actually having a career. Because like, I want to be a parent, yes, but the idea of doing the amount of domestic labour that motherhood in more traditional relationships requires, the amount of domestic labour, it's just, no. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Okay, I'm trying really desperately now to avoid all of the like, what are you doing after your graduate plans? Where you been, Loca? How's school and fam? Thank you, that made me laugh. How's life treating me? How is the grad film editing going? Any future plans after graduation? Are you planning on continuing your YouTube once you finish your degree and start working? Would love to hear about how film school stuff is wrapping up. Okay, so here's the TLDR. I have no idea. You asked me about postgrad plans? I have no idea. Film is just difficult in that way. It's not like you get in a grad scheme or like whatever. It's not. It sounds stupid, but it's not as simple as just get a job. I'll put it this way, when my friends get jobs, I will always immediately ask, oh cool, how long is a contract for? And my friends who work in banks or for law firm, they will look at me like I have a third eye and just go, indefinite contract? That's a thing for like other people. No, with film, like, you can start out with like doing dailies where you're just literally there for a day on a set or something, or a week contract, or a 2-week contract, or a 3-month contract, or a 6-month contract. Like, you get very, very short contracts in film. So even if I get a job, it may be for a day. It's not quite so simple. It's also because I haven't really started to navigate this bit of it yet. I'm like, I don't know. I've spoken to people who are like further on in their film careers and stuff, and especially if you want to write and direct, the main thing is if you want to write and direct, you have to keep making your own stuff. You have to keep writing, you have to keep making shorts. Like, that is, if you want to write and direct, you just have to keep doing this. But you also need to keep doing this. And this is like, yeah, just getting on set in any capacity. PA jobs, runner jobs, marshal jobs. And then, you know, just A, do a good job, and B, don't be a cunt. So people will want to work with you over and over again. And most people that I've asked, it's really like, you have a contract that's maybe for a week on something, and then somebody on that likes you, so they bring you on something else where you're there maybe for 2 weeks, and then from that someone else is like, oh, I recommend you for this, and then you're on something for 3 months, 6 months, and then that's how like your career sort of essentially gets going. And so with this, like, between contracts, you can actually jump like roles, and you can jump up the ladder pretty quickly. You'll often find that a smaller project you'll get a higher up role, and then on really big projects you'll get like really tiny roles. But that's why, like, when people say you don't need to go to film school, like, you really don't. If you want to do more technical role, you can just really start fresh 18, be on set and work your way through different things. You really can do that. But just for me, when it came to like writing and directing, you learn that really only by doing. And that's like the format then that film school gave me, was that I had so many opportunities to like write and learn and all that kind of stuff. And you can absolutely do that without going to film school. You really, really can. But I really would not trade what I have learned. So yeah, when it comes to what's the plan, I don't bloody know. This I'm working on, and also this time of year is still a little bit quiet. It picks up more towards the summer anyway. And on this front, I think I've already said, I'm currently writing 3 different things. I'm writing a short, I am writing my next short, I'm very excited about it, and I'm writing 2 features. So I'm writing a short and I'm writing 2 features. The 2 features are really, really different. One of them is a dark academia one, and then one of them is more like a London 20s girly kind of thing. I'll probably leave a London 20 girlies kind of thing sooner because it's a significantly cheaper film to make than the dark academia one. And the short film is like a film from a kid's perspective who's like neurodivergent and doesn't really know what to do with it or how to understand it or process it. So that's, yeah, I'm doing that. So I'm almost finishing my grad film. So to answer your questions about my grad film, it's basically done. I need to do this thing called pick lock, which is where it's picture lock, where you basically just aren't going to edit the video anymore. I have a couple tweaks left to do, and then it's picture locked. Sending it to sound designer, we're getting the music done, and then after that it will be graded and mixed, and then it's done. So basically I have like a couple days left of work for me to actually do on this project, and then it's done. So maybe that's more the crisis I'm having in the place of a quarter life crisis. It's much more of a thing of, fuck me, I'm about to finish my degree. And then I'm out of education for the first time. And I've run to the end of my obsessive planning that I've always done. Like, there is now no plan, and I just have to go with the flow, which is just a bit, you know, I have no idea what the hell I'm doing, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I'm looking forward to it. It's me, it'll be fucking fine. And to answer your question about if I'm going to keep doing YouTube, yes, I will always try and do YouTube for as long as I can. You know, I have so much I want to make, and this is such like a fun way of making things, and I love it so much, and I love vlogging, and I love like all of this kind of stuff, so I have no immediate plans to stop making YouTube videos. You'll see me about. Don't worry, you shan't be losing me anytime soon. If that's what if you're trying to get rid of me, that's a different question, but no, I have no immediate plans to stop making YouTube videos. I kind of thought it would fizzle out, but like, here we still bloody are, so 10 years, I've been doing YouTube videos for 10 years. What the hell is wrong with me? We had a couple weeks ago this thing at school called our crits, where they basically screen your film in front of all of your peers and a bunch of industry professionals, and you have to go after the film, you have to go sit under the screen with your other HODs, and then they give you feedback live, which was interesting. But mine was pretty good, to be fair. I got really generous feedback, which is nice, so I wasn't completely emotionally destroyed, because that has happened to me before. My ego completely decimated my first year of film school, the first couple of months, I think, made something and my tutor just slated it to Kingdom Come. My god, was I humbled. I was so awful. Yeah, no, my crits went really well now and that was nice. I've had a lot of tutors come up to me, say well done and congratulate me and stuff, which is really nice, and that they're excited to see it like fully finished. Do you want to see stills? Here are some stills from my grad film. I love this movie. The stills aren't graded, but yeah, those of you who contributed to my crowdfunding festival, thank you very, very much for that. You guys will get to see it fairly soon. My proper hard deadline for send off for festivals is in June, so yeah, very soon, and then it goes out to festivals and stuff. So I'll let you know wherever it ends up to make sure that, you know, especially if it's in your country, that you can go see it if you would so like to. That would be pretty fucking cool. But yeah, I'm gonna go to festivals and that's really exciting. So that's kind of everything, right? My love life is non-existent. I'm single but not available. Don't have dinner with your exes. I have no idea what my plan for after I graduate is, in terms of, I know exactly what it is, but also it's very nondescript, which definitely doesn't cause me any anxiety. And no, I have no intention to stop YouTube. If anything, I have intentions to do no real work for a month and just do straight YouTube for like 2 or 3 months, which would really make me happy. That's everything. Happy birthday to me. I'm 25. Thank you very, very much to those of you who sent in questions. Terribly sorry but I can't reply to all of them. Like, subscribe and all that jazz, and I'll see you guys hopefully very soon. Goodbye. If I get copyright striked for this, let the record show it was fucking worth it. You were honest with me, be honest with yourself. For God's sake, it's exhausting.